Diane from Teach Pre-K, and today I want to show you some of my favorite Thanksgiving crafts that I've done through the years. There's a lot. I'm also going to show you just some games. Some of them are in my Thanksgiving lesson plan, and I will leave the links below. But for me, Thanksgiving is all turkey all the time. I love the kids just making cute turkeys. Here is one I made many years ago. All it is some teardrop feather, feathers cut out of just about every color I can think of. I did a circle and an oval. I would probably just do two circles at this point because I have circle punches that work really well. Cut out little feet and kind of accordioned them a little bit. I love doing beaks that open and close, and you do that just by folding and cutting a triangle on the fold. Little gobbler. I would probably just do googly eyes now. Yeah, and a little hat, little wings as well. Super easy. I haven't done this one for a really long time. I think we just did this when we were bored, honestly. Another one that I like to do, I call these little mantle sitters or windowsill sitters. Again, it's a lot of feathers. I cut out, sorry, this one has been through the ringer. I made this a long time ago. He's even lost his purple feather. But I make this out of a paper plate that I cut in half. I have, not cut in half, sorry, fold in half. So see, it's like folded like a big mouth. On one half, I have the kids pick turkey feathers and glue them on in like a little fan. I cut out circles. Again, those open and close beaks. I put the circles on top of where they've put all the feathers. We got our little gobbler, our googly eyes, and some long legs. And these just sit on a shelf, a windowsill, or the mantle. And they're super cute and a fun decoration for them to bring home. Thanksgiving Day, we have a big feast. We invite the other class. We make a long table down the center of my classroom. Everybody brings some food that's to be shared with everybody. So we have our room reps do that and get volunteers just to bring enough food for all the kids. We used to have like 16 3-year-olds, 18 4-year-olds, so it was a huge group. This year we have 12 and 11, so we'll only have 23 with some kids going out of town because we have a super short week, just 2 days that week. But I do kind of the same thing with the turkey feathers and the circle, the beak and the legs, but I measure their heads with a sentence strip, and we put all that stuff on our sentence strip, and this is what they wear to the Thanksgiving feast. As ridiculous as this is, with the legs in front of their faces. I put the legs a little further out now, but this is how I used to do it, but it becomes a problem. And none of the kids want to wear their hats. My co-teacher does the same thing, but she does really super skinny, short legs. And the 2-year-old teacher does these same things, but she just puts turkey legs on the side, and they're really cute. So we've got all the kids in their little turkey hats sitting around the Thanksgiving table, and it's adorable. Here's another one. Da 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 da. I definitely use a stapler a whole lot. Another thing that I've done, I seem to always have a lot of die cuts left over from fall, so I use my leftover fall die cuts. Plus, we have, so here's my fall leaves, plus some extra pumpkins left over from Halloween. So I've got fall leaves here, and we are lucky enough that we've got like these little oak tree leaves and these little maple leaves. Let me show you just one so you can get a better look. So I cut those out in fall colors. Got pumpkins. Let me show you just one pumpkin. And these are all just die cuts I have at school. You can hand cut these if you want to do a craft like this, or you can, just go to like a craft store like Michael's, and they might have like foam shapes already and Thanksgiving shapes, but you will need to use foam glue because regular glue does not work on foam. But here's the die cut of a turkey. And we also, believe it or not, have pilgrim hats. Little pilgrim hats. So cute. And here's just more leaves and turkeys and stuff. I also have tons of ribbon. But what I do with all this is I get a paper plate and I cut the center out like this. Now, I like to use this side. I think it lays nicer if the concave side is faced like toward a door, if you're going to hang it on a door. We've done them both ways because sometimes the people I'm doing this craft don't understand that I like it this way. It's also easier to glue them on this way than it is this way, because this concave way is just too hard. The convex side is a lot easier. So we glue the die cuts all the way around, and then the kids pick a ribbon, because I have, like you saw this yellow gold ribbon, but I have lots of other colors too, so I let them choose. Okay, so I left off at this little wreath. So glue all the die cuts around, tie a ribbon on it, and it is a great little wreath door hanger. Some parents told me they even put it like flat on their table and put a big pillar candle in it, and the kids loved it because it was something they made that was part of their Thanksgiving table. I have to tell you guys the funniest thing. So I have already recorded this whole thing, and then I realized I never pushed record. So yeah, that's how this day is going today. But I also used to make this all the time. This is this ornamental corn. So how I do this is I cut this corn cob shape out, and then these big leaves. And what I do is I get brown, orange, and red paint, and I put them on cookie sheets, and I take sheets of bubble wrap, and those are in the paint, and the kids can pick them up and press them as many times as they want onto the yellow corn cob until they get it painted and as beautiful as they want to. They don't have to cover the whole thing, because anywhere the paint doesn't hit, the yellow shines through, so it adds one more color. But when the paint is wet, we just stick the leaves on. So we don't need glue or anything like that. They'll be dried the next day. You can display them or send them home. Another thing I do where I use paint as glue is I will have the kids paint a half a paper plate brown to make this turkey. I put craft feathers out, and they add craft feathers around it, and then we make this little turkey head with I use the big circle punch on brown paper. So separately, I have them put the turkey head together. We glue on the beak and the wattle, and we add the eyes. Then we also stick this to the wet brown paint on this half paper plate, and it just makes this really cute turkey. You could add legs if you want, but I'm fine with it just like this. I think it's adorable. Okay, this is another thing that I used to do a long time ago. I used to do like pilgrim hats and stuff like that, and talk about the pilgrims and the Native Americans, and I don't do that so much anymore, so I'm getting away from doing pilgrim things. I read stories about the first Thanksgiving, but I mostly keep my Thanksgiving now to feeling gratitude what we do with our family on Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving foods. Maybe some families eat different foods for Thanksgiving and we want to celebrate that. But if you still like teaching about the Mayflower, the Pilgrims, and all that, this is a fun craft, and it's super, super, super easy. You just do a brown hand print, you put it on blue paper, you add your ocean, and then you stick the sails on the wet paint. That's it. I also made one. Oh, here's a little template. It has the word Mayflower on it. So I would kind of turn it into a writing center as well as just an art center. Because really, you know, we paint hands and stick a few things on. It just made the center last a little bit longer. But I believe this is in my, hold on. Sorry, I've got such a tickle. But this is in my Thanksgiving lesson plan, as well as the turkey hat. My favorite thing, and I'm going to pull something else out, is to do a big thankfulness bulletin board. This is in my Thanksgiving lesson plan. I do a we are thankful, we are and thankful, and I put these posters up on the bulletin board around what looks like is just going to be a turkey body with legs and, you know, eyes and a beak. And then I cut giant turkey feathers out of 18 by 12 construction paper. I have the kids tell me what they're thankful for. This is mine. So I'm thankful for all the kids in the class, and they love that. I did one for my 3-year-old class and one for my pre-K class last year, which I do every year, and I do their names. And so when I'm showing them the example, I tell them what I'm thankful for, and their name comes up, and they're always so happy, and it's just really cute. But they can pick whatever turkey feather they want. They tell me what they're thankful for, and then they can make it beautiful. You could put out stickers, markers, daubers, whatever you want for them to decorate. And then we go out and we put these around the turkey body and make this beautiful turkey that has everything they're thankful for. I made this one in brown with my other class. But it's cute because the parents get to see this bulletin board that says we are thankful. They can find their child's turkey feather on the turkey, and it usually says like, I am so grateful for or thankful for my mommy, my daddy, my dog, my family, and it's just sweet. It is so sweet. Another thing I like to do, and this is also in my Thanksgiving lesson plan, I have a little template for the turkey body in there, but we do coffee filter turkeys. And like we've done these bright fall leaves that are, you know, so beautiful and golden and orange. I want these to be more turkey looking. So I do some brown liquid watercolor. I think this one has some blue as well as red and orange. And I think I even have a little bit of a hot pink, orange, and fuchsia in here too. So we just get a coffee filter and we use the eyedroppers, the little pipettes to color it, and then we add the turkey body, beak, and eyes. And they turn out kind of transparent, so they're really pretty to put up in your windows in your classroom for the light to shine through. Another of my absolute favorite things to do is the kids make a Thanksgiving card for their parents. I have a template in my Thanksgiving lesson plan too. But this basically just says, I am thankful for mommy and daddy. I love you. I have them try to write their name. If it's completely illegible, I'll write it underneath so that I know whose it is, and you know that they know that that's supposed to be their child's name. But what I do for the cover, and this is where the template comes in, it just says Happy Thanksgiving. I will usually throw a date on the back, like the year. And I'll just do that in like a Sharpie, but I leave the front like this, and then I paint their hands, thumb and palm brown. Each finger's a different color. When it dries, we add the eyeball, beak, waddle, and feet. I do the beak, waddle, and feet for my 3-year-olds. My pre-K actually will do those themselves, and They're so adorable. They're kind of wonky, but oh, they're so cute. But the 3-year-olds, it's just too much for them to do at that point of the year. I think that might be it for my art projects and my little crafts. So I'm going to show you what I made one year. This game we play the day of Thanksgiving. So we make those turkey hats and then we play this game. And I have this big cauldron for Halloween. I get the cauldron out. It's this big black pot. And we throw a Thanksgiving dinner into the pot. And what it is bean bags. Here's my slice of pumpkin pie. And you guys, I am not a good seamstress, but I made these out of felt. And I think I made these 12 years ago. So, I mean, they're a little worse for wear. But I just made bean bags. So we've got our pumpkin pie. We've got our onion. This is my dinner roll. It's not that great. My turkey leg, which is kind of falling apart. I might have to do a little repair on that. I made a pear just because I had this color felt and I was like, oh, perfect pear. An apple. The leaf fell off my apple already, but this is my cute little apple. This is a potato, like a russet potato. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at these because I'm looking at my horrible stitching. Squash, carrot, and this is my corn. I think I'm most proud of the corn. The stitching is horrible, but wow, this is, yeah, pretty impressive. But we just, like, I make a little tape line and they have to stand behind the tape line and they get to throw the food in. And when we have all the food in, we dump it out and they get to play as many times as they want to. It's just so much fun. So if you want, you could just like pin pictures onto the bean bags you already have. I mean, that would be so easy. You don't have to go through this trouble. Honestly, this was so fun, and I'm glad I did it because it's lasted for so many years and the kids love it. And I think the teacher down the hall always borrows it the day before. I have a bingo game, which will probably be shown in my Literacy Center video. But I also want to show you my Thanksgiving classroom posters. I have some that are graphics. I made new ones, and they're in my updated Thanksgiving lesson plan. So here's Thanksgiving is visiting. Oh my gosh. Are all these going to be upside down now? Sure. Thanksgiving is fun. Thanksgiving is friends. Thanksgiving is dinner. Thanksgiving is turkey. Thanksgiving is food. Thanksgiving is sharing. Thanksgiving is history. And Thanksgiving is family. So it kind of shows the shift. My old ones had like pictures of pilgrims, Mayflower, Native Americans, and I keep those in my lesson plans. I keep my old ones. I've just added these new ones. And I think these new ones are just a little bit more appropriate to the time and to the age of the kids. So that is that. Thank you guys for watching this video. The literacy video is coming up as well. But thank you so much. I appreciate it, and happy Thanksgiving.